Hello girls, welcome back. I am cozy comfy today. I was out dancing until 4 o'clock in the morning yesterday. It was fun. At about 3 o'clock in the morning, we all decided we were hungry and we went out and got pizza. I ate a whole pizza last night at 3 a.m. because your body's gotta eat when your body's hungry, no matter what time it is. I hope that my life is always an inspiration to you to really break food rules and to just live your life and have fun and not worry about all of these rules that you have created for yourself or that you have adopted from society. I hope that you can just choose to value your life and your happiness over what those other people say. And I know for me, last night, 3 a.m., dancing my little soul out and eating pizza with my friends was a healthy thing to do. So if you want to get nice and cozy comfy with me, I'm literally wearing my favorite sweatpants, then I invite you to do so. And if you are at home, cozy, comfy, sitting on your couch, sitting on your bed, then go ahead and make sure you click the like button and you click subscribe. If you are out and about, you're on a walk, you're grocery store shopping, wherever you're at listening to this, take a moment to take out your phone, click the like button. It really helps this information be thrown across the internet for more girls to hear. So you're not only saying thanks to me by clicking the like button, but you're also helping other girls get this information, which is really cool. If we want to make a dent in this whole diet culture shifting, we need more girls to understand this and more girls to go through recovery. So hitting the like button helps the world become a better, healthier place. Look at that. Who knew that there was so much value in hitting the like button? I asked the girls on Instagram, what's keeping you stuck in the ED? What's making you stay? And so many of you guys answered really just raw and honestly, which I really appreciated. And I think that hearing what other people are saying and also then getting my response to that, I got on Instagram when I kind of already responded to a lot of these. So many of the girls messaged me and they were like, this was one of the most helpful things that you've done. So the first response to why I'm staying in my ED, this person said, I'm afraid I would not like the person I become. And my response to this is you are always deciding and creating yourself, who you are. And you'll always have the power to guide and direct your life and to choose who you are and your values and your, happiness. Yes, happiness is a choice. You have to choose to be happy every day. So you'll always have that ability to kind of choose and create and direct who you are. I put here, if you were thinking weight is going to make you who you are, then you are not truly understanding you as a person because you are more than your weight. So what I'm getting at is this person is pretty much saying I don't think I'm gonna like who I am at a higher weight, which makes it seem like weight makes us who we are, which is a gross underrepresentation of who we are as a human being. We are so much more than our physical body and especially the weight of that physical body. And so I think, by thinking that weight is going to change you, it's I don't think you're understanding who you, the essence of you, your soul is. Also, note that you are a human being. You have the ability to create your life, whether you are actively doing it or not, you are creating your life. So if you don't like something, if you're oh, I don't really like this about me, well then you have the ability to shift and to change and to create a new version of yourself. So this fear of oh my gosh, I'm not gonna like the person I'm gonna become, I'm well honey, you're creating the person that you're gonna become, so then create a version that you like. And then again, understand that weight isn't having any impact on the version of who you are. And so your weight is probably the least interesting part about yourself. And so if you want to like yourself and you want to be interesting, then stop focusing on weight being the thing to make yourself interesting. If this is one of the reasons why you are staying in your ED, I want you to drop in the comment box how you felt about my response. Did that kind of get some things kind of running in your head of okay, yeah, that is interesting. Maybe I got called out on this. Let me know if this response helped you see this in a different way. This person said, I'm staying in my ED because I value thinness and joy of binging more than health. And my response was okay, then what brings you here? what brings you here? Why are you listening then to all of these, recovery podcasts, recovery YouTube channels? Why are you following recovery accounts on Instagram? Why are you participating in this poll? If it is bringing you happiness and joy and it is in alignment with your true values, then why would you be here listening to all this stuff that's trying to teach you how to shift and change and get out of it? I think when we're really honest with ourselves, we realize that there is a lot of negative things that comes to continuing the act of, binging and purging. There's a lot of negative things that comes with the thinness and being underweight and not being a nourished body, which is why you're here. So you're saying it's giving me joy. I'm saying it because it's giving me joy and I value this. But is it truly bringing you joy? Not just in that little dopamine hit after you, binge, right? That's a very dopaminergic kind of activity. You get kind of addicted to that, right? So not just in that moment are you having joy, are you having joy in your life? Joy in who you've become, joy in your routine, joy in the way you interact with food. Is that truly joy? And when it comes to value, I value this, I think it might be helpful to start asking yourself, so what are the other things I value? So besides this, you're saying I think I value thinness. Besides that, what else do I value? I value having a good family life. I value being able to be a mom one day and have, a family. I value being really kind and being really present in life. I value, being successful and following your purpose. Okay, let's say those things. It's do those things then align with this thing? Well, no, I'm focused all the time on binging and, keeping up with these eating behaviors, so actually I'm not focusing on my purpose. Ooh, I'm actually in a really unhealthy place because I am super thin and I don't have my period, so I can't focus on that purpose of I want to have children. I actually am really irritable around my family and I never want to eat with them because they're eating other foods, and I'm trying to maintain this level of thinness, and so actually that values out. So it's how many other values are you not living in accordance to because of this one value? And then is it worth it? Does this one value trump all of those? This is honest conversations that you have to have with yourself. All right, I really liked this one, and I think it's because I just kind of really felt that way too back when I was in my ED. But she said, I'm afraid of personally meeting and then having to reintroduce the woman version of myself. And my response here, and I'm just going to kind of read it, I was like, wouldn't it be weird if we all presented ourselves to the world as our 14-year-old self? Wouldn't it be weird if I was still just being 14-year-old me? And my point in saying that was that we all change and grow. Gosh, that's the one sure thing about life is that we're constantly changing, evolving, and growing. Not even just year to year to year, but every single month, every single week, we are growing. Personally, I just went through a breakup and oh my gosh, I can't tell you how much I learned and I grew and I progressed forward and I became a different version of myself just from, dating someone for 5-6 months. You are always shifting and changing, and it would be really weird if we were the same all the time. And so it's I have this fear. I'm going to shift. I'm going to change. Other people are going to notice. I'm well, welcome to the world where we're all shifting and changing. And we're all stepping into different versions of ourselves, every single day. So I ended it with saying, you have the permission to shift and to change and to finally step into that woman version of you. And here's the thing. This is what we have to stop doing, girls. We have to stop constantly kind of analyzing what other people are going to think. Oh, I do this, what are other people going to think? I'm going to do that, what are other people going to think? I'm stop choosing your life based on what other people are going to think. Newsflash here, we are all on a floating rock in the middle of the universe. Okay, we all have a very small lifespan here on this planet. Every single person you know is eventually going to die. Why do you care what they think? Let them think what they think. Let them think those thoughts of, oh wow, look, now she's a woman, okay. Let them have those thoughts. Don't live your life in this kind of small space just because you're fearful of someone else having a thought about you, which is probably one in billions of thoughts that they will have in their life. Who cares if one is directed at you for one specific reason? The funny thing here is that even if you tried so hard to not have anyone, have thoughts about you. People are still going to have thoughts about you even if you're trying. So they may be having a thought about you right now, like, oh, this is weird. She hasn't shifted, she hasn't changed, and she's like 35 years old and she still is in like a 14-year-old body and still kind of acting like a 14-year-old, and oh, that's kind of weird. So it's like even in you trying not to get the attention, you're getting the attention. So let's just not care about what other people think and let's do what's best for us. This person said, if I continue to eat everything I want, I'll become some disease. So like IBS, SIBO, diabetes, all of that. And that's really interesting that she put those specifically too, because I'm like, you do realize that being underweight, being malnourished, being in an ED actually amplifies those risks to quite a large amount. The amount of girls I work with that have digestive issues, I think the stat is literally 99% of girls with an ED have digestive issues. That can be labeled as IBS, Candida, SIBO, it can be chronic constipation. There's so many things that go wrong with the digestive system.
For those of you girlies dealing with digestive issues right now, whether that be chronic constipation, persistent bloating, or you're getting diagnoses like Candida or SIBO or IBS, or maybe you notice that you are just sensitive to a lot of foods. Drinking water even makes you feel kind of like gassy and bloated. I have created the thing for you. It's the Awakening Your Digestive Flow Masterclass, specifically designed to talk about the fundamental root causes for your digestive pain. This is super, super important because it's not taking a superficial approach, which is what most naturopathic doctors and even gastroenterologists will do. They will give you a diet when you are dealing with energy debt. You most likely have these issues because of diet. So we talk about the psychosomatic, the energetical, emotional components of digestion that are the key foundations to activating your digestive power. It's a really fun 4-module masterclass. You can click the link down below, join today, and get started on healing your digestive system.
Blood sugar imbalances, extremely common in girls who restrict. Heart issues, high cholesterol, osteoporosis, neurodegenerative diseases. That all comes with staying in a malnourished, underweight place. So you think that, oh my gosh, food's gonna create this, and I'm like, no, food creates balance and health in your body. Restriction and extreme creates an imbalance. This next person said that she is staying in her ED because she wants to be thin. And I was like, can I just finish the sentence for you for a second? I'm gonna read what I wrote. I want to be thin, but my life becomes really small when I make being skinny my focus. I feel irritable and dizzy all day. I won't be able to have kids because I lost my period. My bones are losing their density, and I'm on my way to osteoporosis. I have severe digestive issues no matter what I eat. I'm gassy all the time, and I never take a full. My hair is falling out and making me super self-conscious. I'm freezing cold all the time and fear going out with less than 3 jackets. I'm constantly brain foggy and can't get my work done. Moral of the story, this sentence always comes with a long list of buts. Okay, I want you to drop down in the comments if, gaining weight and stepping into a new form and identity of yourself is one of the reasons why you are staying in your ED. Drop that down below and kind of explain it a little bit more what that fear truly is. This girl said, I'm scared to look like the old me. And I just responded, I was like, wow, I never met anyone who could go back into time. Who knows? Maybe you'll figure it out. Please let me know because I'm starting to get wrinkles, guys. Pretty much what I meant by this, though, was just reminding this girl that your past does not define your future. And so being fearful that you are going to go back to the exact place you were in the past is kind of a waste of energy because you can never, ever, 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 ever completely go back to the past. And I know she's saying here that she's afraid to be in the same body size and shape that she previously was. Probably because she was like, I hated that, and so I tried to fix the fact that I hated the old me by losing weight. Well, what happened? Let's just analyze that. Did we become happier? Did we love ourselves more? Did we have better body image? Most likely, no. Actually, it probably got worse. So this old version of you wasn't aware at the time that this journey of just trying to, focus on losing weight in order to love herself more was not one that was going to be fruitful. It wasn't going to be successful. She didn't know that. You really need to look at the bigger things here of like, where is your self-loved? From what is your happiness being derived from? And like looking at all of these other things. Because honey, no matter how much you restrict, you're probably still not gonna like yourself. So we need to learn to love ourselves even in the old version of us, aka even in that body. That's the name of the game, really. It's not about losing weight, it's learning to switch our values back to something that truly feels in alignment with our soul. The next one is I'm afraid of discovering myself beyond it, beyond my eating. And I was like, yes, the vast unknown, guys. It can seem daunting for sure, but at the same time, like, wouldn't it be just kind of a waste of life if we never explored, never adventured, never shifted identities, always just stayed the same? Like, I think the 80-year-old version of you is like, please shift and change as many times as you can. Like, let's experience things here on this earth because it's a really precious thing to be here and to be alive and experience Earth. And so it's gonna really be quite boring if you just stick to the same version of you. So yes, it can be daunting, but discover yourself. Have fun with that. It's really fun to discover new sides of who you are. This person said, I'm scared. This person said, this is going to sound so sad, but I'm scared people won't love me as much if I am better. And I think can kind of come from the fact that like when we do have something like an ED, we tend to get a lot of attention. Like, I'm one of 6 kids. Where was the attention back when I was struggling with my EDs from my mom and dad? It was not on my younger sister. It was not on my older sister. It was on me. It was on me. And so I got a lot of love and attention that way. And I thought that, yeah, I need to keep on doing this. I need to keep on being sick if I'm gonna get this love and attention. My mindset shifted though when I started going through recovery, and then I developed a really beautiful relationship with both of my parents, and I realized, like either I could play this sick game and I could just be draining their attention, being like, look at me, 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 right? And don't look at anyone else, and draining them because now they're super hyper focused. Now they're just like so worried all the time of, am I gonna be better? Instead of doing that, I could actually be an asset to this relationship. I can bring something. I talk to my mom, we laugh, we crack up, we shop together, we eat together, we travel together, we do so many fun things together. And now instead of getting my mom's attention by being like, hey, I'm sick, look at me, help me, right? I get my mom's love and attention and her time and her energy via like having fun with her and being a positive like part of her life. So maybe we switch how we're thinking here, and we now take the new narrative of like, I'm gonna be wildly attractive to other people and they're gonna wanna hang out with me. So now it's not a like, I need to be sick to get your attention because I don't think you'll give it to me unless I like kind of create this like sickness, right? It switches to now being like, hey, I'm actually a really cool person. Come and hang out with me. Like, this is fun. I'm healthy, I'm happy. Woo! I have a way deeper relationship with not only my parents, but with my siblings, with friends, and other people in my life, post ED, not in my ED. All right, we are doing just one more. I actually probably just gonna split this into 2 videos because I do want to go through the rest because I thought they were really good. Here's the last one. I'm staying in my ED because I'm scared of hating myself at a healthy weight. Again, it's like this lack of understanding that you have the ability to control the narratives in your head. Like, it's not this like, I'm afraid I'm gonna get to this place and there's no other option but for me to hate. I'm like, no, hate is a choice, and you always have a choice to love. Always. Okay, so it's not like someone is literally holding you at gunpoint being like, you need to choose to hate yourself. So understand that you have power in your mind here. And this is a lot of the work that I do with my clients, is helping them understand how to rewire their mind and really like cultivate the power of their mind to create new narrative. What I wrote though, and I thought this was a good perspective for you guys, I showed a picture of the previous version of me back in my ED and then the current version of me now, and just a healthy body weight in a healthy place. And I was like, the funny thing is that over here in the left side, when I was super skinny and underweight, I hated myself. I hated myself. So much so that I would do a lot of self-harming. I would restrict and I would over-exercise and do all these other eating behaviors. Those behaviors are self-harm. Why would I self-harm if I loved myself? I didn't love myself, I hated myself, which is why I was able to continue those behaviors. Over here on this side, where I am at now, I would never, ever think of harming my body because I love my body, because I don't hate me. And so I'm only going to treat me with love and respect. And so the last thing I wrote here was, you're afraid of hating yourself at a healthy weight, but all your actions currently being used to keep your body small is actions of self-hatred. So darling, you are currently, right now, hating yourself. Like I said, there were a lot more here and they're really good, so I'm gonna do a second video. If you want me to respond to your reason for staying in your ED, then can you please drop that in the comments? It would be great. I will make sure I add that to the list. I wish you guys the best in your recovery. Make sure you subscribe for more recovery content, and I'll see you in my next one.